Hello everybody, it's literacy time now. We're going to look at some tracing of capital letters today. I'm going to write a sentence, not you guys, just me, but you're going to watch. If you fancied copying it or doing something similar, that's absolutely fine. We're going to start by having a look at our red words. Let's see how many you can remember. Said. I. To. Love. Me. She. He and we. Like. Little. You. The. My. All. Remember the baby? All. And a new one for today. Old. Old. You see the word old in lots of fairy tales. An old village, or there was a little old man and a little old woman. This is them. Old. Old. I'm going to write a sentence with the word old in it today. Let's have a capital letter check. Let's see if you can point to the top, middle or bottom correct capital letter match. Okay, here we go everybody. We've got our lowercase m, little m. Who is big m? Who is the capital? Top, middle or bottom? The answer is top. This is what the capital M looks like. There they are together. Can you see those? Can you see that this one is quite rounded, whereas this one is very spiky? Next one, next letter. N for nose, nose. Which one is the capital? Is this capital M? Is this capital M? Is this capital M? Shout out whether you think it's top, middle or bottom. The answer is bottom. This is capital N. The capital N and the capital M look quite similar. There they are. Okay, your next one. I think this is easy peasy, orange squeezy, this one. Orange. Which one looks like that? Which one do you think is the capital? You can shout out top, middle or bottom. I think we know. O is this top one, the capital O. And there they are, the lowercase letter and the uppercase letter, the capital. Next one, I hope you're doing well with these so far. Pig. What does the capital letter look like? Which one matches this little lowercase p? Top, middle or bottom? Shout out. If you think it's top, say top. If you think it's middle, say middle. If you think it's bottom, shout bottom. Okay, the answer is middle. This is capital P. And there they are together. Do you remember this one has a beard that sticks out and the head sits on the line, but this one stands on top of the line because it protects the sky, because it's a warrior. So I wanted to write a sentence, but I need your help. And I want our sentence today to include this word, old, old. If you're writing a sentence, and remember you don't have to, we're just going to be doing it together, you will need a sound card and a digraph card. Can you think of a sentence? It is an old boot. It is an old boot. Do you think we can write that? It is an old boot. 5 words. Say it with me, please. It is an old boot. Let's write it on the whiteboard. So I'm going to look at something on the whiteboard with you, and then I'm going to write it on paper. It is an old boot. How many words did we say it had? 5. If you said 5, well done. It is an old boot. Now, I'm not very good at writing sentences. I need some help. So what I'm going to do is to do my scaffolded sentence work. And that means I'm going to write lines exactly where I want the words. Otherwise, all of the words will be squashed together and they won't make any sense. So if I've got 5 words, I need 5 starter lines. It is an, miss a line, it is an old boot. It is an old boot. Now what I do is I say that my writing has to go on these yellow bits, and I call these yellow bits my writing boats. What I say is that down the bottom here are sharks waiting. And the sharks, a bit like the worms and the birds, eat letters. So here are my sharks, here is the water. I have to make sure that when I'm writing, I write on these boats. If my letters go here and stop, and then I carry on writing, rather than going to the next boat, that means my letters will fall in between the boats. Down, down, down. Gone. So I need to keep my writing on the line. I'm going to show you the first couple of words on this writing frame. So I'm writing it, it. Use your robot arms to sound that out. It's just 2 single sounds. It. 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 Well done. It. Can you notice that t is much taller because it's a reach for the sky letter? T. It is. It. Uh-oh. Look what I've done. Is meant to move across to the next boat because it's a different word. Now this it will fall down into the water. Ah, help me! And it's gone, eaten. Try again, Mrs. Stone. It is. I always get this confused. Is it is, or is it is? Thank you. Is. It is an. Where am I going to write an? Here for the sharks? No, on the scaffolding line. An. A. An. It is an. Now let's work on some paper. So here is my work. I'm going to work on the paper. It is an old boot. I'm going to use a yellow pen now. It. I don't want to put my next boat right here, otherwise they'll be too close together. So it is an. It is an. I'm going to miss this line out completely. It is an old boot. Shall I draw some sharks at the bottom? You can always do some sharks at the bottom of your work. And that's their fins sticking out. Let's colour those in. 3 hungry sharks. Let's draw some waves for the water. Okay, so we need to make sure our words stay on the boats. The gaps in between the boats, I can fit 2 of my fingers in. Can you see? 2 finger spaces. First word, it. We've just done this one and it looked like this. It. And the t was much bigger. Reach for the sky. Down the tower, across the tower. There was just enough room on there. If I didn't leave enough room, what I would do is I would get my yellow pen and I would make my boat a little bit bigger, but not touching this one. It is. Thank you for telling me that it's S. I don't want to make a mistake like I did with Tricky. It is an. Some people might say it is a old boot, but the right way is it is an old boot. An. A. N. N for Nobby. It is an old. Uh-oh, red word. Here's my red word card, old. I'm going to copy the writing, old. I'm going to write this word in red because I'm hoping it will help me remember that it is a red word. I'm not going to write on this one because I haven't written on this one yet. You always start this side of the line, old. I'll put that there so I can copy it. Old. Oh. And then O. And a D. It is an old boot. Boot is not a red word because I can sound that out. Boot. B-oo-t. Boot. Why have I got to use the oo digraph? Ooh, poo at the zoo. It is an old boot. Boot. B-b-boot. B-b-boot. No food for you, sharks. Boot. B. Oo. B. Oo. B. Oo. T. Boot. Boot. It is an old boot. Boot. That's the very end of my sentence, so I'm going to give it a full stop. Just there, just one little dot on the line after the last letter. It is an old boot. They are hungry sharks. Now the reason you haven't got to do this sentence, although you can if you want to, is because you've got these sheets in your folder today. Can you see the green spot which shows you where to start? Because capital letters start in the sky, they do not start on the line. What you're going to do is you're going to trace all of these letters. You may need to take a break and perhaps do some later on today, but you're going to start at the green dot. You can perhaps do rainbow writing. You could start with the capital letter that starts your name, and then you might do M for mummy and D for daddy, and then you might do other letters based on people in your family. Completely up to you. You can do any order you like. After you've done those, there is a challenge, and the challenge is these sheets. You've got the whole alphabet across 2 sheets here, and what you need to do is copy them underneath so they all sit. Remember, all of them sit on the red line. There are no worm teasers, so there should be no letters drawn below the red line. You can do that if you're confident with these ones. It's completely up to you. Take your time, maybe use different coloured pens if you want to, but I think you can do that. Capital letters are actually easier to write than lowercase letters, so give that a little go. Don't worry if you make a mistake. Mistakes are all part of our learning, and it will just help us recognise our capital letters in our reading books. Good luck with that, everybody, and I'll see you very soon for maths.